Hello everybody and welcome to the Abbess's Garden demo. Now this is a game where we're going to be going back in time to 17th century France, and we are going to be growing plants and identifying new ones. Apparently there is also some kind of spy plot to uncover along the way. Oh, and we've got to find a lover too, so lots to do considering it is just a little gardening game. Okay, let us enter the Abbey. Okay, here we are. Agnes arrived at an empty Abbey shortly after Matins. The dawn haze gave way to mossy walls, turned bright green by the morning sun. As she entered the open gatehouse framed by ivy, the bees and many insects making it their home buzzed welcomingly. Agnes, looks like Mère Angelique is not here yet. The grounds of Port Royal de Champs was serenely quiet, no soul in sight. Just pardon my French, okay? I'm terrible at French. She could see the garden walls from here. Caring for the abbess's garden was to be her obligation. Walking the perimeter of the garden, she found a small part of the wall crumbling. Climbing it would be trivial. She did. Might as well see what we're working with. All right, off we go into the garden. Okay, we are Agnes. And we need to examine the iris. So let's open the book. I need to check how the iris in the garden are doing. All right, let's walk around and see if we can find something that looks like an iris. Can we turn the camera? Doesn't look like we can. So I think we have to just go and... Well, I clicked on that. I'm not sure. Oh, examine. Right, so maybe I click on the examine button. She'll have a look. There we are. That is a groundsel. It is vegetating and it is sad because it needs water. But I was supposed to be checking on the irises. So is this an iris? Looks like it could be. There we are. Okay, congratulations. Quest completed. Examine the iris. It is also not watered. So let us see about that then. Examine the iris. I need to check how the iris in the garden are doing. I have also found the groundsel. And it is also not doing well. It also needs some water. Okay, we have found the groundsel. So do we have another a thing we need to do? Is that it? Is that the whole demo? That's it. I've checked on the irises. I mean, I'm guessing I need to water them, but it's not actually telling me to do that, so... Plants, collections, inventory. I'm gonna go ahead and water it. It hasn't told me to do that, but I'm gonna water everything in here. And examine everything in here. So it can be anything from 1 to 10. Oh, I think that maybe this is like, I need to come out of the garden. But I think I want to water things before I do that. I don't want to leave things all like unhappy and... There we are. Groundsels are all done. Lovely. All right, so I think now we go out of here. Angelique, I see you have found the garden. The Abbess Angelique Arnaud. I'm so sorry. Had entered the garden while Agnes was distracted. Très reverend Mère. I'm sorry, I couldn't find you. And oh, nothing wrong with some healthy, zealous work ethic. You'll be the only person but myself allowed in here now. But allow me to formally welcome you to Port Royal de Champs. Your father speaks highly of you. He exaggerates, I'm sure. He's agreed to this position on the condition that you continue your education. Beyond your obligations, you may find many interesting people pass through Port Royal. They'll welcome a stimulating conversation, hopefully not too much in French, with an enterprising young lady just such as yourself. What better education than conversing with the luminaries of our times, I say. But I'm sure you won't need much help knowing what to do. I did notice that some plants need watering. Ipso facto, I'll leave you to it. I already did that. Go in peace, my child. Bonjour, monsieur. Save your monsieur for them lordlings filthing our lands. Who's been tending the Abbey's grounds before they came along? Who's been teaching you what to make of this damp soil? I am very grateful for your teachings, and more teachings you need if Elder Mother is to be believed. Is it true you've been cursed with the garden of the Abbess? I imagine the state of it, all their pointless flowers and weeds taking space from the nettle, onions, and I can only try to make it the best it can be. I do not doubt you, Agnes. I care not for their pious little garden forbidden to the common folks. But this is good work you've been given, and I intend to help you in it. Thank you, Goss. Goss, have you planted marigold yet? No garden should go with no marigolds. I only just got here. No matter, I was prepared and brought some seeds. Do make use of them. I have plenty more from my own garden. If you ever need help, or seed, or sapling, come find me. I will plant them first thing today. Yes, better, my child. No garden should go with no marigold. That's what I say. Okay, lovely. Back to the garden to plant marigolds then, I suppose. Plant seed, marigold seeds. I don't know where is a good place to put them though, really. So I'm just gonna throw them around the place and hope for the best. Because no garden should go with no marigolds. That guy's hilarious. Okay. Maybe one here. Right, now apparently we open the book. I have planted the marigolds. Lovely. They probably need watering. I'm not going to worry too much about doing things in order. Hopefully I won't scupper myself by watering them when they... possibly don't need it, but... Oh yeah, we've watered our marigolds. We'll come back out now and it'll be like, you need to water the marigold. Bonjour, ma filly. You must be she who is so honored to care for our Abbess's garden. Anton the Maestro at your service. I'm so bad at French. Agnes Duchemin. Duchemin, maybe? It is indeed my honor. You can just go in the comments and rip me to shreds if you want. I don't care. Like, I'm not pretending I'm good at French, okay? Didn't learn it. I learned German at school. My German's still not that great either. Have you been in Port Royal for long, my lord? You could say so. I pride myself on being one of the original members of the Solitaires. But alas, I am no lord, just a humble lawyer. One who's had little chance to practice of late, I fear. Is life as solitaire not provided the fulfillment that you had hoped? It most definitely has. Moral discipline, inner peace, community, all that a good Christian might need. I wonder if my humble garden work will provide me but a portion of such enlightenment. I will pray for it, dear Agnes. It really is something. It's making me appreciate the little things. In fact, perhaps you could satisfy a small curiosity of mine. I couldn't help but peek into the garden last time I passed by the gate. I noticed a beautiful yellowish flower that seems quite omnipresent. Ah, have you an interest in flowering plants? You may be thinking of irises. The Abbess's garden is truly filled with them. I shall bring you one next time. Yes, iris, you say. Is it spelled with an I? I believe so. Ah, but yes, sure, do bring me a flower. I'm sure they are lovely flowers. I see. Well, I guess we'll go get Anton and Iris. Dig. Dig out a flowering iris. There we are. Okay, let's dig. I have done that. Lovely. Let's go out to the... Oops. Let's go out to the door and give that to Anton. Bonjour, monsieur. I have brought you an iris. Bonjour to you too, Agnes. This will make my dining table that much brighter. Yes, but you really oughtn't to have troubled yourself. It was no problem at all. It may actually be good to pick the garden's offering sooner rather than later. I noticed some of the flower beds were damaged. I think some creature might have been enjoying these flowers before us. Oh, that's unfortunate. You should see Monsieur Francois about that. He's one of the other solitaires. He has a way with wildlife. Quite the strong build, if you pardon me to say so. I hope it's not something too vicious. Would a vicious creature dine on flowers? The garden is in good hands. No creature will change that. The garden is in your gentle, thoughtful hands. Aw, Anton, you're such a charmer. Okay. New quest, make sure all the plants are happy and replanted. I guess we're going to examine a few things. That one is happy, so the marigolds seem quite happy. Hopefully the groundlings, or whatever they're called, groundsels, sorry, are happy. They are indeed happy. Let me take a drink. I'm not happy. I need a drink. You must water your she-lad to make her grow. Okay, so, let me see. I believe everything is happy, so... Apparently there are two things that are not happy. So one thing is that maybe I need to replant one of the irises or something. That looks happy. So what are we missing here? Something is unhappy. Whatever that is, it's unhappy. And let's see if we can water it. There we are. There we are. All of the plants are happy. I have watered them all. Open the book. I need to check how the iris in the garden are doing. No, I don't. I probably need to go out the door. Oh, actually, maybe I do then. Maybe I need to go check those iris. Let's go and examine them. I mean, it says they're happy. That's what the book says. I like wet soil. No, I don't want to do the demo survey. Why did I click on that? The marigolds are happy. Everything is happy. So I'm pretty sure I've done everything I need to do. But I don't have any seeds that I can replant. I can dig, I can water, I can examine. Ah, end the month, of course. That's what I need to do. I needed to end the month. I knew I was missing something. I mean, it was pretty obvious, wasn't it? It was the only thing lit up out here. All right, let's have a chat with Angelique. So Agnes arrived at the Abbey, birds chirping, trees dancing in the wind. Mayor Angelique approached her at a steady pace. Hello, my child. I had hoped to find you on your way in. Salutation à vous, mother. I trust you're finding the work agreeable. The garden's beautiful. I had hoped to possibly ask about planting. Of course, my child, as long as the precepts of our Lord are followed, you may do as you wish. This does mean ensuring that everything already in the garden is well cared for. Do you understand? Bonjour, mother. I will take care of it. Does that mean, like, of course? Probably. Anton tells me you helped him with a personal matter. Be careful with that one. He's quite the orator, but has a tendency to drag you into his affairs. Make sure these conversations don't distract you from your observances. The garden must thrive. I won't, Abbess. The garden will be my priority. Yeah. Run along now, child. Go forth and sow the seed of the Lord. All right. Who's that dude? Bonjour, monsieur. The poised man was busy tending a small vegetable garden. He turned to face Agnes, his wide shoulders modestly draped in an earth-toned cape. Bonjour, you must be the new warden of the Abbess's garden. Yes, Monsieur le Maistre has advised me to ask for your help. Ah, I'm quite new to gardening myself. I would not presume to advise such an artist as yourself. Oh, I don't know if I'd call gardening an art. It's mostly about lived experience, I think. Isn't art mostly about lived experience, though, Agnes? I'd love to exchange gardening experiences at a better time, but I'm afraid I'm here to ask for help with a more earthly matter. Agnes did not like relying on others' help. She considered her words carefully. What would you do, Monsieur, if you saw now a beast entering your garden? I'd shove my spade into its mouth. Wow, violent. Well, I wasn't so lucky as to see it enter the Abbess's garden. I've only noticed some damage on the flower beds, but I already keep watch over the garden during the day. So the intrusions must happen at night. Worry not, Agnes. I'll keep watch over the next few nights to hunt the intruder. Or simply learn what sort of creature it might be. Yes, of course. All God's creatures, of course. Thank you, Monsieur. I don't trust Francois with the animals, no. He wants to put a spade in their mouth. Before you go, I may have something for you after all. Francois entered a nearby shed and returned with a small bag. I came into possession of more sage seeds than I can use. I thought you might need them for the Abbess's garden, maybe. Oh, my thanks. Sage is quite the staple of any garden. Let's go back to our work then. Whenever I smell sage or rosemary, either or, instantly sausages. Think of so you know, you're like there with your sage. You're there with your sage. You're like, you know, cleansing the auras of the house, and I'm there like, sausages. Anyway, I'm looking forward to having that conversation on gardening, Agnes. As am I, Monsieur. Sausages. Right, okay, let's go and plant these sage seeds then. I imagine that's what we're going to be doing. So, and also watering everything and making it happy. Find all the rosary beads, check on the garden, and plant the sage. Very well. Let's start off with a bit of watering. I can almost guarantee you that that's what these guys are struggling with. There's something going on here. I'm not sure what that's all about. I don't want to overwater them. Let's give them an examine. Oh yeah, I don't want to get that too much more watered. The marigold is vegetating. A new plant step has been discovered. Let's have a look. Don't know then. Okay, that's fine. That's fine by me. Let's just go and plant some sage, I guess. I don't know how much sage likes the same things as marigolds, though. So maybe not putting it too close. So I can control the water a bit more. That music reminds me so much of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, I'm thinking 14, the MMO. I think. One of them, though. Little look at this one. A new collection has been discovered, Abbess Angelique's Rosary. It has unlocked a new quest. Pearls are forming a simple but elegant rosary. I can see some over here. And some over here. It's under the marigold, so it's a little bit difficult to grab them, sadly. There we are. I was worried I'd have to dig the marigold out to get them, but that's okay, I think. I'll look around, see if I can find any more of the pearls for the rosary. A rosary bead has been discovered. I think we got 2 or 3 more before we have the whole thing done. I'd like to just water a few plants though, because I can't bear to see them so unhappy with me. Luckily, you don't seem to need to refill your watering can, so that's quite nice. Some more beads. Quest completed. Find all the rosary beads. Yay! It's complete. So I need to plant the sage and check on the garden. So we just sort of water any bits and bobs that need it still. Is it me, or did the garden expand, or did I just not come out this way before? Maybe as you go through the months it might expand, but I'll have to see how that works. Or if I am right or wrong about that. I'll pay attention to like the size of the garden now and see if anything else happens as we go through. No, but we haven't properly checked on this. I can still see there's stuff that's unhappy, so there we are, that's better. Okay, I think as far as the book is concerned, that's me done for now. Let's head out and see if anybody wants to talk to us. Oh, it's Anton again. Oh, what does he want? As Agnes made her way to the garden, enveloped in a slow, dreary morning, she noticed Anton immersed in a bundle of papers sitting on a bench beneath the garden entrance. Salutation à vous, monsieur le maître. Agnes, ma chère amie, I did so hope to see you before your obligations. How can I be of service? Yes, I am in need of your counsel. Your botanical expertise, if you will. You see, I have fond memories of a plant that lay in my night table as a child, but whose name escapes me. I had hoped you might help me remember it. I can but try. You see, it is a plant, one could assume, presenting what may be a flower or bulbous shape of a flowery stature anyhow, with the springy tentacles ending in spheres of leafy sprouts, which may actually be flowery crowns, as it occurs to me as we speak. What colour are the flowers? Oh, I could not say. Oh, you're about as useful as a chocolate teapot then, Anton, aren't you? What shape are its leaves? Now, I certainly have never noted that they look leaf-shaped. So, a flower of indeterminate colour with leaf-shaped leaves. I may need a lot more information, I fear. I see. Very well. Given the circumstances, I might have to ask for forgiveness. I have not been entirely truthful. Now, this would not be advisable discussing normally. I must warn you. Yet our circumstances do place me in a position that requires your discreet collaboration, where you be willing to partake in my conspiracy. Oh dear. Anton, what are you up to? I am just a humble gardener, monsieur. Yes, you are, my dear, which makes you perfectly placed to provide the information I require and raise no suspicion. I'm honestly not sure I should be involved. Don't you mind that, Agnes, dear. We can just pretend this conversation never happened. And I shall only share the most essential of information, devoid of all dangerous context. You see, the plant whose name I require comes from an illustration providing little detail. If we've got a picture of it, that'd be helpful. I trust you know I would not have engaged in such a spurious description were the details you asked being available to me. That doesn't make sense. I, after all, pride myself of being a man of enviable dialectics. Of course, monsieur. Wait here, Agnes. This is not something I can explain. You must view the illustration yourself. I'm still trying to work out how I'm supposed to say that sentence. The distinguished man departed, leaving Agnes waiting, and mildly worried of tardiness in her duties. I return, and I bring the fruit of our conspiracy. Look onto this. May you find solutions where I only see blotches and shapes. A small worn-out journal. It could fit in a small pocket if one willed it, but the consumed, overused pages made it thick with secrets. The leather-bound cover had no distinguishing feature or title beyond being heavily worn out from ages of use. The lawyer opened it to a full-page illustration of an obscured plant, indeed featuring little details. but Agnes recognized at a glance the leaves' shape and their conformation specific to the very plant she had spent the day working on. Salvia. I believe this may be salvia, monsieur. Remarkable, Agnes, remarkable. I may need some time to interpret this information fruitfully, but no doubt this is right. I'll be glad to be of help. Oh, you were much more than that, my dear. I may have further need of your services yet. You see, great things are unfolding, and you may well be the hands that so unfolds them. All right. Let's have a chat with Angelique. Good Vespers, mother. Bonsoir, Agnes. Have you completed your obligations for the day? Not quite, mother, but I found this rosary. Oh dear, it's my rosary. Where did you find it? I found its beads in the garden. I assumed it to be yours, so I took the liberty to put it back together. Thank you, my dear. I so dearly missed it. I couldn't bring myself to replace it yet. It was a gift from my grandsire. Was he who inspired you to take your vows? Maybe. I used to spend whole days in his studies. But is it really a choice? One made by a girl of 9 years old? What may have been chosen for me, God chose through them. Not unlike what brought me to choose you as the warden of the garden. Alright, let's get back in the garden, I figure. Or maybe not. I need to check if the plants in the garden... No, the plants are all okay, apparently. Let's end the month, then. There's a new person! Hello. Agnes heard the steps while lost, gazing out onto the yellow iris flowers. She'd left the garden gate open, having entered only to quickly water them. Musketeer! You are a musketeer. Are you one of the 3 musketeers? Or 4 musketeers? Or 5 musketeers? Every show that has musketeers in has more and more and more of them. Good morning, mademoiselle. The musketeer was accompanied by a much quieter one standing behind him. They both seemed surprised to see her there. There's only 2 musketeers. Messieurs les mousquetaires, good morning. Oh, okay, so that's Mr. Musketeers. But this is the Abbess's garden. No one is permitted here but the caretaker and the abbess herself. You are the caretaker? Yes, it is my privilege. Pardon for the intrusion. We are here on cardinalitial business. Yes, cardinalitial business. What a word! The fact remains, you are not permitted here, messieurs. I am sure the abbess would not object to the word of Cardinal Mazarin. It would be presumptuous of me to speculate on the abbess's judgment, as it would be to style myself a gatekeeper of some sort. I can only ensure the gate is closed with no one in it when I leave, as I was instructed. Agnes said, shaking the garden's keys poignantly. She speaks the truth, let's go. He turned decisively to go, mindlessly stepping on the irises. The other musketeer instead took his time, making a point to kick the few iris flowers spared by the quiet one. Wow. That night, Agnes made sure to double-check the gate was properly locked. Rude musketeers. Rude. Okay, let's see what Angelique has to say. We seem to have many choices of conversation now. Bonjour, Agnes. May the light of God shine through in these trying times. The White Death comes also for kings, it seems. None of that. Illnesses hold no such power over us. Kings and us alike will be called to our Lord in time. Will his death cause any trouble for the Abbey? King Louis took steps to ensure a peaceful transition of power to his child. I could imagine the Regency wanting to verify the king's assets. But do not be alarmed. Any functionary or, God help us, musketeer that may come has nothing of interest to find beyond our subservience. I fear I already had the pleasure. Oh dear, what fate befalls us? What happened? 2 musketeers came trying to enter the garden. Since you didn't know, I assume they never came looking for your permission, like they said. I fear they care little for my authority. Your right to maintain the sanctity of the garden. But do not endanger yourself, my child. With the king's passing, many will take the chance to pursue their interest, and many are unscrupulous in their hunt for power. I would never let anybody cause harm to the garden. Think about harm to yourself, child. Plants grow and die, as is the will of the Lord. They will grow again. Conversely, there is but one Agnes Duchemin. I'm sure I'm saying her name like 100% wrong, but okay. We will have a chat with Francois. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, Agnes. I must compliment you on the garden. I was not able to find our nightly visitor, I'm afraid. But the smell of sage kept me good company on my investigation. I've brought you some valerian seeds if you'd like to plant them. They're my favourite, and I was just about to see them from the gate when you leave it open. Thank you, monsieur. I'll try and plant them somewhere visible from outside. But I'm afraid I won't be able to keep the gate open anymore. These nocturnal beasts are not the only ones trying to enter the garden. Ah, the musketeers. You knew? It seemed wise not to intervene. You wouldn't have been able to enter the garden anyway. I hope the king's death won't have any more ill effects on our work here. One can but hope the crown will pay little mind to our lives, now they've seen how humbly we lead them. I'll let you get back to work. May the life thriving in your garden not be plagued, how our king appears to have been. All right. And let's have a chat with this guy. Oh, Goss, that's his name, I remember now. Bonjour, Goss. Have you heard of the king's passing? Bah, I never cared much for that Henry fellow. All those royals are the same. I was a babe when Henry passed, Goss. The king that died is Louis. I care little, all those royals are the same. Hear you me, Agnes. Mind about your garden and ignore these politics and squabbles. We come from dirt, we'll end in dirt. Caring for dirt is the best we can do with ourselves. I fear it may be the politics and squabbles that are minding me. Two threatening-looking musketeers tried to enter the garden just the other day. Unpious pigs. Are you okay, child? What did they do? Oh, don't you worry, Goss. Nothing to me. I asked them to leave, but they took their disagreement to the irises. It is a much drabber spring with no irises in the garden. May they be renounced by their mothers and suffer a worse fate than that king of yours. Say no more, my child. I'm much too old for the romance of irises, anyway. I'll bring you my plants tomorrow, and some seeds to boot. We'll have your garden flowering once more. Stupid musketeers stepping on my irises. How dare they? Alright, let's get back in here. Got some watering to do. I'll do that first, because I'm sure it will be asking me to water everything. If I'd have planted them a little closer together, the water would have hit all of them, but sadly not. The marigolds are going to flower pretty soon, which is nice. Quest completed. Check on the marigolds. Examine the sage's growth. So this is the sage here. So let's give that an examine. Seems absolutely fine and happy. And then all of the irises that were over here are now not. So we need to plant them again. Oh, we have valerian seeds. Apparently they were meant to be by the gate. Is this the gate? Or is there another gate? Replant the irises. Ah, okay. So the irises are a replant, but the valerian seeds are a plant. I see. Let's replant these then. So, budding iris. Mean musketeers. This is definitely where they went, so... I think I may have planted now more than we had originally. Okay, they need a bit of water, I think. Lovely stuff. All right, let's have a look at the book and see if there's anything else we need to do. Not particularly. I need to check that the marigold that I planted in March are doing well. A new plant step has been discovered. The marigold is budding. Oh, I see. So these are all the steps. Let's see, the budding and whatever that is. That'll be a step to unlock sage. Got the first sort of tiny step, and then we'll go through them. I didn't examine it at the seed stage, and I imagine that I needed to unlock all the stages. So that's probably a thing I need to start doing, is examining it at every stage. Groundsel is flowering. So yeah, again, the groundsel we didn't get at the seed stage. Wasn't aware that I kind of needed to collect stages, although so far the game hasn't particularly asked me to collect the stages of things. So I'm okay just doing what I can here. So these are all groundsel, I think. And I've got most of the stages of that. Have a look what this is. Is this groundsel as well? Yes, it is decaying. Ah. Useful to regulate menstruation. Well, there you go. Get some groundsel, girls. Right. Just checking, like, if there's any other gates, if that is the main gate that we're talking about. See, I feel like it's going to open up into here at some point. I feel like this was a bit that opened up as we passed the month. So I feel like I'd like to plant the valerian seeds kind of, if I can, close by to the gate. Just where my friend asked me to do them, and I probably should at this point examine them in their seed stage. So I'm going to try and examine things in all of their stages if I can. There we are. We have the seedling stage of valerian. Perfect. Looks like that seedling there could do with a little bit of water. So they seem to need a reasonable amount of water as well. So let's have another examine and I'll see what their water stage is. So they're like anything from 0.4 up to 2, and they are sitting at 1.4 at the moment. So everything in here is pretty darn happy right now. That is good. What's this one? It's a flowering groundsel. This one looks like it could be a decaying groundsel. Yeah. So I don't know if I should be like digging those out or what, or whether I just leave them be. I just leave it be for now, I think. Okay, let's head out and see if anyone has anything to say. Looks like Francois does. Having fallen behind on her duties, Agnes found herself doing her last round of garden as night fell. As she grew entranced on the long orange shadows of the greenery, one appeared to move, uncharacteristically. Agnes raised her rake menacingly when Monsieur Francois at last revealed himself. Agnes, forgive me, I had nowhere left to turn. He sounded haggard and appeared bedraggled, quite the opposite of what she had come to expect from the proud and poised gardener. You cannot be here, monsieur, if the Abbess were to catch you. She's not the only one. I'd rather not catch me at the moment. The musketeers came looking for something in my possession, a harmless memento of years gone by. It may have been his tone or the leaves hanging from his dishevelled hairs, but something told Agnes there may be something more to this harmless memento. I find myself forced to ask for a neighbourly favour. Just as I should not be here, the musketeers would not in good conscience enter the garden again. May you hide it here? If I were to rely on you for this, I would not need to enter the garden to retrieve it. Agnes hesitated. Was that truthful, or was he trying to maintain his ignorance on the actual hiding spot? It's all right, monsieur. I'd be happy to help. Nobody will find it here. Well, thank you, Agnes. I'm forever grateful. The gentlemanly gardener made sure the item was safely secured in the rags he had been holding before handing it to Agnes. I must trust on your discretion not to open this, if I may. Of course, I would never presume. You should totally open it, Agnes. Thank you, I'll be back for it. But until then, I must depart. Be careful, monsieur. Nobody must see you leave the garden. Worry not, Agnes. Discretion is something I do not lack. So he left, back in the bush he had appeared from, and locked the gates on the opposite side of the garden. How many ways were there to breach the sanctity of the garden? Agnes wondered about all the secrets that appeared to surround it. What was so important that may be looked for by the Cardinal's musketeers, no less? Agnes hesitated just enough to make sure no prying eyes were onto her. But at last she opened the racks to see what it was that Francois so eagerly wanted to hide. A journal, but no ordinary one. It was bulky with notes and had a dark purple, worn-out, untitled cover. Agnes had seen this before, in the hands of another solitaire. It was the journal Anton had asked for help deciphering. Urgh. The musketeers are after the journal with the plant in it. I've forgotten the name already. Right then, Anton, what have you got to say? On a bench, Anton was staring at the hedge facing him with a forlorn expression. His usual self-assuredness had given way to a kind of melancholy. Monsieur le Maître. So sorry. Agnes. I'm glad to see you, always a light in these unsure times. He returned his stare onto nothingness. I'm sorry to bother, but I saw Monsieur Francois, very winded, a few days ago. He asked me to care for a journal. I could not help but note it had a striking similarity to the one you had asked me to decipher last month. Nothing escapes our warden's attentive eye, I see. Indeed, it was the same journal. I had asked Francois to hide it. I had hoped not to involve you further, but alas, we are foreigners in unfamiliar lands. Sometimes we may be forced to rely on the kindness of locals such as yourself. I dare not ask what you've done with it. It may be better for me not to know. His eyes don't lie. He wants to know. He needs the journal back. May I ask? Are there dangers within it? Oh no, Agnes, not quite as such. But I won't lie. It is not only I that cares for the journal. And not all may have the most luminary intentions for its use. Why did you need it hidden? People were looking for it. The musketeers? Alas! You see, it belonged to one of great import. The author is long gone now, but his spy-like actions shaped the kingdom as it is. I would not be surprised if this matter of succession spurred people to search more actively for it. Would the kingdom not be the rightful owner of such a journal? That may be if the spy were French. But our beloved kingdom was not blessed with such a mind. John Cecil was his name. Poor, unassuming, pious Père Cecil. Is that an English name? He was English, like Monsieur Francois? Why on earth would he have a name like Monsieur Francois if he was English? Now, whoever told you Francois is English? That is, of course, untrue. I already spoke too much, mon Agnes. All this is said in confidence and risks endangering you. He got up, his melancholy taken over by some mild curiosity. This unassuming Lady Gardner was quite attentive, wasn't she? I may need the journal back soon. Please take good care of it, and it may be in your interest not to speak of this to anyone. I trust in your discretion. This is a fun story, I like it. To unlock the next chapter, you need to complete all the objectives, talk with everybody, and replant all the dug out plants. Oh no, we have completed the demo. Ooh, that's a super mystery, isn't it? You've completed the demo of the Abbess's Garden. We hope you liked it. If you want to give us feedback, please use the demo survey form in the top right corner or send us a mail at abbessgarden@gmail.com. That was lovely. I think that's going to be a really cool little gardening game / visual novel, I suppose. That's kind of what it is, isn't it? And yeah, super fun. I enjoyed that a lot. So I hope you did too. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you'd like to see more demos and first looks, then please subscribe and I can let you know when they're out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.